Hey everyone, and welcome back to Middle-earth: Shadow of War. On this video, we're going to be starting the Blade of Galadriel DLC. So let's go to start. You can see Shadow of War there is at 100% at 51 hours played. We're going to start Blade of Galadriel. Play as the elven assassin Elteriel in her quest to defeat the Nazgul. And of course, we're going to be putting that on the Grave Walker difficulty, the hardest difficulty. And I don't think it said this information before, so it says the ultimate test of your skills. All enemies strike faster, deal more damage, and take more punishment. Grunts are far more formidable. You also have no last chances by default. Death will be frequent.
I failed you. I stood with Celebrimbor, I wore his ring, and we failed to defeat the Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord and the Bright Lord are one. A flaming eye above Barad-dûr. But I sent you to Mordor for the Nazgul, and your work is unfinished. Look to Minas Morgul, and the Nazgul who dwells within it. You know the one of whom I speak.
He died. I took the new ring and left him to die.
He now wears the ring of Isildur. He belongs to the Dark Lord. It falls to you.
My lady, I cannot. Let me come home.
You will wear the new ring. You will finish what you started. Then you may return home.
It will be done.
Light of Galadriel. Some special attacks infuse enemies with light. Hold circle to use Cone of Light and infuse enemies with light in a wide area in front of you. Press circle to throw a light bolt at your nearest target, infusing them with light and knocking them back. Fully infused enemies become blinded. When an enemy is blinded, press circle to execute him. Alright, so hold circle, that'll do Cone of Light.
Will be their undoing.
And then execute each. Radiance. Hold triangle to gradually heal over time. This can be interrupted by enemy attacks. Alright, so hold triangle.
My light will heal.
Okay, we need to reach Talion in the Great Hall, and we need to blind 12 orcs with light for our bonus objective. So I'm just gonna head straight to Talion. I don't need to deal with any orcs on the way. At least not till I get there. And then on top of our light attacks, we also have the normal just melee attacks. We got a bow. And a lot of the skills have carried over from what Talion can do. So most of the stuff that he can do, Eltariel can do as well.
I've spotted a filthy elf! Die!
You will find him in the Great Hall. This feels very familiar.
What is that big word, Baron? I smell something!
Okay, defeat the Great Hall guards. I'm gonna get light on them. Oh no, a little too slow. Alright, so get a few executes in there. Not sure how long the blind lasts. Not that long, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. Let's get some distance and light cone. Man, those guys with the shields are kind of a pain to get the light on. Alright, well. Got my bonus objective done. Just getting some executes in. And Elven Light. When your might is full, press square plus X to activate Elven Light. This will create a blast of light around you that blinds nearby enemies and infuses them with light. Alright, well, let's use it. That guy's blocking, that's fine, as long as he doesn't approach me. Well, now he is. And there we go.
He is changed. He belongs to the Dark Lord. Your time has come, Nazgul.
You will not kill me again.
I just realized I never heal. Let's see if we can do it right now. Got it. Perfect.
You wear Isildur's ring.
And you wear Celebrimbor's.
Let's see. Let's give him a shot. Or two. Not sure how much damage this does. Actually, it's doing decent. Alright. Abandon that.
You should have died.
Celebrimbor deceived you, as he deceived me.
Ooh, nice. Kept the combo multiplier going. Oh, and then I lost it. Just watch out for his ranged attacks. They're really the most dangerous in my opinion. Ow! Although he did just execute me pretty well. Keeps running from me.
I was sent here to kill you.
That will not happen.
He loves to vault over me. Then throw his hammers. Not today, Talion. Jeez, putting the beat down on him.
You serve Sauron.
I serve Middle-earth.
More Elven Light for you. Alright, I need to watch my health to some extent, but I don't think I need to heal just yet. Let's just keep up the... Oh, yep, now we need to heal. That didn't feel good. Time putting that beat down on me. Alright, let's see if I can get some distance here. He's kind of not letting me. Oh, here we go. Oh no, I interrupted my own heal. Ah, good. I don't know what he was doing, but he was just kind of watching. Ow. Stop vaulting me. Oh, I was gonna do Elven Light, but then I lost it. Oh, no, it's too far away. Dang it, screwed that up. Well, got a couple hits in, and then he vaulted away. Ow. Alright, hold on, let's do this.
I may wear Isildur's ring, but I am not yet a Nazgul. Shelob saw the future that has come to pass. She saw the great eye above Barad-dûr. And she also saw the need for a counterbalance.
Are you that counterbalance?
No. We are.
I was sent here to kill you.
You once told me that in the war against darkness, stalemate is victory. Do you still believe that?
I believe Mordor and the Nazgul must be contained. But how long can you fight this war before you fall and join them?
I don't know. So perhaps you should stay close. Come. Look. After the Witch King's fall, an attack commenced against multiple fortresses.
And by who?
That is what we need to find out.
As one power falls, another one rises.
That is the way of Mordor.
This fort would not withstand an attack of ghouls.
It's not the ghouls that concern me.
My lordship,
Attacks have commenced against the other forts. We must prepare.
this is unfortunate. If attacked now, we will fall.
What has happened?
Osran's departed a week ago to avenge his blood brother. He took his drakes with him. We have not heard from him since yesterday. Thrak was poisoned. He confronted Isildur, who denied responsibility. Thrak, perhaps deranged by poison, stabbed Isildur, who then bled to death.
It's a wonder you've been able to hold the fort as long as you have.
We won't hold it at all without reinforcements.
I may know a few orcs who could provide the defenses we need. They are unique.
Very well. I must attend to the fortress in Saragost.
Saragost,
Whereas you now wear the ring.
I will not dominate these orcs. But I will bring them back. One way or another. This should be interesting.
A state of perpetual war. Enemies and allies. Help Talion defend his fortresses and reconquer those that fall. You will need to recruit allies in your battle against the Lord of Mordor. Some orcs will join your cause if you aid them in theirs. You will only get one chance to recruit each of these orcs. Gear up for battle. Throughout Mordor, roving warbands are launching invasions of their own, vying for territory and seeking the spoils of conquest. Defeat the leader of these warbands to gain powerful pieces of gear, and use these mighty weapons of war to turn the tide. Okay, so we completed our...
He falls further into darkness.
You sent me to kill Nazgul. I will do what is needed when the time comes.
So we completed our first quest, and we got a skill point, I assume, for that. We got a skill point for something. So let's go ahead and spend that. I think the first thing I want to do is get an upgrade to Radiance, and that's my heal. So I can either get Shield. The Lingering Light also protects Elterial from a single enemy attack. That would be really good to prevent them from interrupting me. Or I can get Restoration. The Lingering Light heals allies and infuses nearby enemies with light. A nice upgrade, but I think the shield will be more useful. So let's go ahead and get that. Okay, we do have inventory, but I don't think there's anything to do here yet. Oh, I do have one gem, actually. Let's see, 40% increased critical. Whoa! 40% increased critical hit damage. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. And that's the only gem I have. I didn't even know I had one. And I believe, yeah, I don't have any weapons yet, so that's just the default stuff. However, I do have upgrades available for some reason. Oh, interesting. I see. Well, I must have unwittingly gotten 2 of my upgrades done. Recover all elf shot after activating Elven Rage. Huh. Don't know, but I can upgrade it. Works for me. That's my Huntress rune. Okay. And then we have Appendices. So, a lot of these are just copy-paste jobs from the normal game. However, some of them are new or slightly changed. So I'm only going to read the new ones. But if you're not interested in the reading, just go ahead and finish up with the video right here, because the rest of this is just going to be reading, and then I'm wrapping this up. So we've got main characters: Galadriel, Lady of Lorien. In the place of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen, not dark, but beautiful and terrible as the morn, treacherous as the seas, stronger than the foundations of the earth. All shall love me and despair. Galadriel. Galadriel's history among the elves stretches back to the First Age, but in the present day she is more troubled by Sauron stirring in Mordor than her peers, and she's more willing to take action. She dispatched Elterial, one of the elves' most accomplished warriors, to hunt the Nazgul in Mordor and thus keep Sauron occupied and off balance. Galadriel knows that Elterial cannot permanently kill the Nazgul, but Galadriel hopes that she can frustrate and delay the Dark Lord's rise. When Elterial joins forces with Celebrimbor and has the new ring cut from her fingers, Galadriel orders her to put the ring back on and defeat Talion, the newest of the Nazgul. Dark Talion, holding Mordor at bay. I saw a battle upon a tower. I saw the Dark Lord defeated and a Bright Lord take his place. But the world did not change. I repeat, the world did not change. Shelob. After his separation from Celebrimbor, Talion put on one of the 9 rings of power in an attempt to hold all of Sauron's armies within Mordor from his fortress at Minas Morgul. The Nazgul ring he wears banishes him from death as effectively as the bond to Celebrimbor once did, and to the orcs of Mordor, he remains just as fearsome. Celebrimbor, forger of the Rings of Power. I shaped the history of Middle-earth. I crafted the Rings of Power. Celebrimbor. Last of the House of Fëanor, Celebrimbor, Hand of Silver in Sindarin, was the greatest of the elven craftsmen, responsible for crafting the Rings of Power. Working with Sauron, Celebrimbor made 16 great rings for the men and dwarves. Without Sauron's knowledge, he made 3 more rings for the elves. Yet he was deceived by Sauron, who had crafted the one ring to dominate the other rings. Sauron then captured Celebrimbor and directed him to further perfect the One Ring, inscribing it with Tengwar's script. Realizing the scope of Sauron's ambition, Celebrimbor escaped with the One Ring. Using the One Ring's power to raise an army of Uruks, Celebrimbor fought Sauron for dominance over Mordor. In a titanic battle against Sauron, Celebrimbor defeated the Dark Lord but lost the One Ring when it slipped off his finger and onto Sauron's before the killing blow. In revenge, Sauron murdered Celebrimbor's family before his eyes, then killed Celebrimbor with his own smithing hammer. But with Celebrimbor's fate bound to the One Ring, he was doomed to remain a wraith until the One Ring is unmade. Celebrimbor's spirit possessed Talion's body when the Ranger died at the hands of the Black Hand of Sauron. Celebrimbor had been a wraith so long that he didn't initially remember his name or past, but with Talion's help, he has regained his memories, including the memory of how to forge a new Ring of Power. Few in Mordor know Celebrimbor by name, but many know him as the Bright Lord, a union of Talion and Celebrimbor. The present-day orcs who flock to the Bright Lord's fortresses don't realize that the Bright Lord they've heard about in folktales is the same historical figure. Celebrimbor himself, who took the Bright Lord moniker centuries ago when he first strove against Sauron. Celebrimbor and Talion diverged after Talion refused to dominate Isildur and killed him instead, freeing his spirit from the Ring of Power's domination. Celebrimbor inhabited the elf Eltariel, gave her the new ring, and left Talion to die. Celebrimbor and Eltariel traveled to Barad-dûr to confront Sauron for the last time. Celebrimbor and Sauron fought to a standstill, locked in ceaseless conflict atop Barad-dûr as the unblinking flaming eye. Shelob, Weaver of Fate, last child of Ungoliant, let us master this unhappy world. Sauron, I serve none but myself. Shelob. Shelob's presence in Mordor predates that of Sauron. She is the last child of an ancient evil named Ungoliant, and many of Middle-earth's malign spiders, including those of Mirkwood, are Shelob's descendants. To most, she is known by the form of a great spider, which inspires fear in orcs and men alike. When Talion and Celebrimbor forge the new ring, she snatches Celebrimbor away and exchanges him for the ring. The visions of the future she grants Talion guide his path through the siege of Minas Ithil and beyond. An uneasy alliance begins between the three, though as Celebrimbor is wont to remind Talion, while Shelob might be the enemy of Sauron, it's unclear whether she is their ally. Shelob's actions are driven by a powerful vision of Celebrimbor and Talion at the top of Barad-dûr, where they defeated Sauron. From there, she saw the Bright Lord's armies conquering all of Middle-earth. This was a vision that haunted her, and one that she would not let come to pass. Instead, she wove the web of fate that led to the dissolution of Talion and Celebrimbor's alliance. For the sake of Middle-earth, Mordor needed to be held back, which she accomplished by creating a permanent stalemate between the flaming eye of Barad-dûr and the Nazgul, Talion, in Minas Morgul. Alright, so denizens of Mordor are exactly the same except for this guy, Slayer of the Dead. You can't fight a war against the undead. There's no way to win it. But you still have to fight. And you've got to kill every last one of them. Akoth, the Slayer of the Dead. Once a powerful trickster of the mystic tribe known as Akoth the Poison Maker, this orc was changed forever on the day his blood brother, Posh, was raised by a necromancer. Akoth was initially overwhelmed that Posh, whom he had seen killed in battle, had been returned to him, but his blood brother had been permanently changed and would never be the same again. Akoth returned Posh to the dust, and gained his title as the Slayer of the Dead. Akoth's loathing of the undead took root that day, and he devoted himself to their destruction. He became obsessed by the abomination known as the Gravewalker, and began tracking him. When he finally ambushed the undead ranger, the battle almost killed him, and Akoth was dominated and became the loyal servant of that which he hated. The Slayer of the Dead was ultimately promoted and became the overlord of the fortress at Cirith Ungol, successfully defending it against the rogue Nazgul. Alright, orc culture, that's all the same as far as I know. Let's see if there's anything that pops out as new. Nope, that looks the same. Same with beasts, same with locations. And objects, we just have the Light of Galadriel. The power of light. May this light a path through the darkness of Mordor. Galadriel. In times of great need, Galadriel turns to highly skilled warriors who are known as blades. There is only one Blade of Galadriel active at any given time, and they are gifted with a powerful gauntlet known as the Light of Galadriel. Blades receive the gauntlet when their assignment is given, and it is only relinquished when the task is complete. The Light of Galadriel has been handed down from one blade to the other for centuries. The gauntlet is infused with the Light of Arendil and the... Arendil? They said this in the movie, and I forget how to pronounce it. The gauntlet is infused with the Light of Arendil, and in Eltariel's case, it is enhanced with the power of the new ring created by Celebrimbor and Talion. Whoever bears the gauntlet gains the ability to harness light and unleash it upon their enemies. This light is so powerful that it can even repel the might of the fearsome Nazgul. It also grants its bearer the ability to heal their wounds and perform other feats. Okay, and the rest of that is the same as before. Alright, and with that, we are done here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
You